So you record. Got it.
So do we? Yeah.
No, come on, you gotta count down.
I was thinking you're gonna react in time. Okay, let's go. 3, 2, 1.
Okay.
Fuck's sake! Go.
Okay, so you gotta use rhythm. Okay, just go like 3, 2, 1, clap. Okay.
Okay. You do it. You
Okay.
count down.
3, 2, 1, clap.
Okay, finally. All right. Welcome, everyone. This is all staying in. So, hello.
You watch us clapping like idiots before this, so...
If you're gonna watch this on YouTube, if you're watching this on YouTube, consider this a bonus. This is the lengths that we go for you to improve our quality, because we actually can. Like 99% of everyone who does MMA podcasting.
This is hashtag production quality, so... production values.
This is a pretty much borderline a tutorial for everyone who does MMA podcasting. You run an audio track in the background, and then you have the audio, you have the video feed. You fucking idiots.
Fucking stupid idiots.
How come you never figured it out? We've only figured it out like 2 years after we founded the website. Oh, Jesus! All right, fucking.
I mean, we still suck, but the bar is so low. So,
I mean, it's kind of like with these fight night cards. It's fucking smooth transition from these fight night cards.
Just great.
Yeah,
just great.
Yeah, last weekend's fight night. It was pretty decent. It's okay. It's fine. It was fun. Lots of fun finishes, and the bar is so low with these fight night cards that it was kind of like almost seemed outstanding on first viewing. And then I revisited it yesterday, and I was like,
"Nah, it was okay.
It's okay. It's okay.
You're right.
IGN 10 out of 10."
Not didn't make me want to kill myself out of 10. So
yeah, basically didn't make us want to like fucking slit our wrists. And this is,
I mean we talk about it later, but this guy had a 145 women's fight, and it wasn't that bad. So yeah.
When that kind of shit happens, then yes, we may consider your card actually like, okay.
Your card didn't suck ass. So.
Basically.
That's the bar you're clearing at that stage.
I mean, after like what was it, like 2 months of fucking nothing happening, nothing good happening, like zero good cards.
We had some fucking terrible cards.
And we're gonna have another one like next week. This week rather. The fucking Misha Tate versus who was it? Vieira? Something Vieira, yeah. Like a Misha Tate main event.
Caitlin Vieira.
In the year of our Lord, 2021. This is what we wanted. This is what I always wanted. Anyway, fuck.
Just please, baby.
This is a fucking mess already, but let's get into the whole thing. If you're not living under a rock, you should know that last week's main event was Holloway versus Rodriguez. Max Holloway versus Yair Rodriguez. And everyone keeps talking about how this was a bad look from Max and that Max looked bad. And let's get this out of the way, right? Like in the beginning, I don't agree. I think Max looked perfectly fine.
I mean, yeah, Max looked alright. I mean, I wanted to look better. I mean,
basically.
Rodriguez looked good, and on all things considered, Pantera is like a bad matchup for Max because he kicks a lot. He's long, he's
powerful. Yeah, everyone like expected Max to just basically steamroll Rodriguez, and so basically.
He still did, so...
Yeah, and he did. It's just that he got punched up a bit and kicked up a bit in the process. Like, God forbid a professional fighter at the elite level gets punched in the face.
I mean, Max didn't look untouchable, but does he ever lately? And also,
he never did really when you go back. And the thing is, it's kind of like all the old weaknesses that Max has are still there, and basically,
I mean, it was a bad matchup for Max, just like stylistically, but it was still like a levels fight. Like Max was so much better. But
better at MMA. It's just there's an area on the where he doesn't like.
But the stylistic matchup still got into play. So Max had a bit of trouble with the things you expect Max to have trouble with.
Yeah, like historically, let's look back. Dustin Poirier versus Max Holloway. What advantages does Dustin have over Max? He has just about similar cardio, so he can hang in there with him for a long while.
He punches way
way bigger puncher, and long ass arms. Long ass range and reach and everything. So Max can't just hang in there with him in the pocket because he'll get bombed.
And also, like, combination puncher, that is like an advantage that Max usually has over everyone. Like, I can stay in the pocket because you don't know how to string more than 2 punches together.
Yeah, like
and Dustin actually knows how to do that.
Like, for example, personally, I think that the possible matchup, like the hypothetical matchup of English hypothetical
it's fucking
matchup,
hard.
Hypothetical matchup of Justin Gaethje versus Max Holloway. Like, for example, it could be competitive, but also Max can string way more punches together than Justin Gaethje, for example. So that's the advantage here he has.
Some things you gotta wait and see.
But
and also, I think we should use like easier words. Like just be more. We should be more dumb overall. Like,
for whose benefit? For ours or
for us? For both.
Yeah, basically, like, I mean, historically, if you go back and watch, like, for example, I don't know, Brian Ortega versus Max Holloway, the core advantage that Max Holloway had is basically he can string together like 5-6 punches, and Brian Ortega just basically hangs back and looks for like the big punch.
Yeah, and Max is always going to see that.
Yeah, and Rodriguez. The thing is, with Rodriguez is that he can he can string punches and kicks together very well. Can punch and kick in combination, and that's
his combination punching look improved, and that's the thing when a fighter is coming from a long layoff, you don't know where did that fighter improve.
Yeah,
so
you can't really tell whether he will improve or whether he will just fuck around for 2 years.
Yeah, you never know. But to be honest, I mean, I'm not a big fan of Rodriguez as a fighter, but I think he looked way better here than he did against Korean Zombie. He looked like trash on that fight.
The reason why everyone expected Max to steamroll Rodriguez is that he looked pretty dumb in his early fights, like against Zombie, like the Zombie thing. Everyone talks about the knockout, but
he was getting his ass kicked.
Yeah, he was getting, like, the reason why that knockout was so, like, impressive, I guess, is that because he was getting his fucking shit kicked in. Then he basically knocked out Zombie with a meme strike, essentially, that dumb fucking elbow that Zombie walked onto. And yeah, it's like, everyone keeps talking about how, Volkanovski will, like, kick Max's shit in the third fight because he looked bad against Yair.
Yeah, I mean,
Volkanovski is not looking Yair.
They fight nothing alike. Even if Volk is, like, way better than Rodriguez, is like, they're so different, the comparison makes no sense.
They're different. Like, let's start with the build for one. Like, it was like 5'5".
Yeah,
like a fire hydrant. The Yair is this lanky, powerful guy.
Yeah, I mean, if anything, this fight like made me a bit conscious about, for example, it'd be interesting to see like Max versus Giga, because he's like a tall kicker. and one that doesn't have as many like technical liabilities than Rodriguez has. But at the same time, he might be even worse in the ground, so you never know how those fights
Max
would go.
Just basically wrestle him and submit him within like 5
And
seconds.
NCAA Max Holloway coming for the belt.
I mean, but yeah, since we've got all that talk out of the way, I guess we can break down the actual fight, like round by round. Everyone keeps talking about, and see, the problem with breaking down this fight is that it like created so many dumb narratives, and one of the dumb narratives was the scoring. Like everyone keeps scoring this fight, like some people keep scoring this fight for a year, and certain rounds.
I know, I don't. I mean, I didn't even see the first round for him.
I pretty much scored it like basically 5 rounds to none, max.
Yeah. I mean, Rodriguez clearly won the last 2 minutes of the 5th round. But you gotta discount that he was getting trashed before that. So yeah, I'm not seeing it. Like, I mean, the first round, I find okay to give it to Jair.
He could conceivably have an argument winning this round, but no.
But other than that, I'm not seeing any of it.
Yeah, like, and when the scorecards were released, I was like, what? I would look at them and I kept looking at them and trying to like make sense of them, and I fucking can't. Like, where's the scorecards? Yeah, Derek Cleary, first round 10-9 max. Okay.
Yeah, that's good.
Second round 10-9 Rodriguez.
That's dumb. Like second round was the first round, but more in Max's favor. So
yeah, and then
you're not even being consistent with yourself at that point.
Yeah, and everyone scored the third round 10-9 max. I would say that it was a 10-8 because he got his shit kicked in, and I mean, third round 10-9 max again. It was a 10-8, and 5th round 10-9 Rodriguez. What? Nah,
that's bullshit. Like
giving the wrong rounds to the wrong guy aside, like this is where we're at. We're at the stage where we can discount giving the wrong rounds to the wrong guy because the scoring is so dumb. And talking about like all 10-9s in MMA basically are in fact 10-8s, and all 10-8s are in fact 10-7s. Like when you actually look at the fights.
I mean, hoping for more 10-7s should happen, but I'm not counting on it because we actually never see them.
Nah.
But I think we were trending in a good path towards seeing more 10-8s, and I think we're regressing a little bit. I mean, I think 3 and 4 were like very clear 10-8s in favor of Max.
If you go back, for example, and watch the Covington versus Usman fight, like there's not a single 10-8 on the scorecards. In
second round was a super clear 10-8. Like Covington was like close to die.
Yeah, Usman basically like nearly fucking like murdered Colby in that round, and like what do you have to do at this stage? Do you have to shoot the guy with a gun?
Credit to Colby for coming back from that, but the judges don't know he's going to come back from that, you know? Like, they don't have hindsight.
They don't have...
It was a clear 10-8. I mean...
Not hindsight, you dumb foreigner.
I don't know how words work. But anyway, I mean, it's pretty easy for me. I mean, if you win the whole round and then you get like a hard knockdown... How's that not a 10-8?
That's a 10-7, basically, actually.
Yeah, I mean...
If you were to actually score the fight, it should be scored.
I would see an argument if, like, second round of Colby Usman was, like, competitive, and then Colby would drop.
And it wasn't.
It was not competitive. Like, I mean, Usman was in route to a 10-8 before that, but then he did that. So how is it not a 10-8? Like,
but yeah, back to Max versus Yair. Yeah. How do you say? I should probably just say his name with like a Russian accent. That would be more.
I mean, okay, so I think I know Spanish. So this is Jair.
Jair.
Jair. Yeah.
Jair.
El Pantera.
El Jihad
Rodriguez.
Jihad TV.
Okay.
Like, there's a guy. The guy in question, you know who you are, who always comments on our podcasts on YouTube, and he always listens and he always watches because he always refers to the things we say. Like he, I think on one of the UFC previews that Feño and Dan have done.
That was a while ago, so he's been like a super faithful fan to us.
Yeah, and he called like Feño J7. Y, which I think he meant to say gay in order to not get banned, and he like replaced the A with a 7.
But he didn't go for the 4. He wanted the style points and went for the 7. So
yeah, and on one of the Tengridomes, he said that this condescending LJHAD TV is such an asshole.
He's more advanced. He's more advanced in the LGBTQ lingo than we are. So
I would read it and try to make sense of it, and I read it in my brain at first, like registered as El Jihad TV.
Yeah. Oh man.
Jesus.
Yeah. So you guys are listening to the first episode of El Jihad TV. Welcome.
If I'm gonna be editing this, I should add like a nasheed in the beginning to the intro.
Yeah, I just put a Taliban flag in the corner.
Put in Muslim gauze in the background as background music.
We're getting so cancelled.
Like demonetized on YouTube, but we don't make any money on YouTube anyway, so who cares?
We make like $30 a year.
For fuck's sake! All right.
Anyway, support us on Patreon.
Okay, so Jair, well, the areas where he gave Max trouble, as I said, same problems that Max always had: range, power, ability to string punches together in the pocket, and kicks, and not conceding space for no reason. And I mean, yeah, Jair conceded lots of space for no reason in the fight. But he also stood his ground and threw, unlike Cater. And the reason why Max like fucked Cater up so badly is because Cater would just go back and like cover up instead of throwing.
Yeah, he was waiting for triggers for counters, but the combinations were too long for Cater.
Yeah,
and Jair, for his credit, yeah, he was doing his head movement thing that looks pretty stupid in my opinion, but
he trained looking to the right for the whole 2 years against 112s.
And it worked a lot. So
I mean, Max Holloway, was he always bad? The typical takeaway.
Max Holloway solved by looking to the right.
Just everyone like keeps focusing on that point. Like the Jair looked to slip counter the 112 from the get-go. Like he clearly drilled that defensive reaction.
Yeah,
but he would constantly get kneed in the body and in the face when he did that.
Yeah, I think
Max would punch him in the body immediately.
I think it was like a good piece of scouting by his part, but the problem is that when he tried to mix that with the footwork, it all fell apart super quickly.
Yeah, his positioning was all over the place.
It took Max a while to figure out what to do, but then he eventually like started kneeing him and grabbing like clinches and frog headlocks, and it was smooth sailing until the end of the 5th round when Jair like emptied the tank.
Yeah,
and Max
basically went ham.
Yeah, and Max just stalled because I mean he had the fight won, so why risk it? I mean, if Jair is anything, he's super dangerous.
Yeah. So basically, like Jair is Jair, for fuck's sake, Rodriguez. Fucking Rodriguez. Yeah, I wrote like a lengthy thread immediately after the fight. So I'm just basically gonna read it because I'm lazy. So he's the things he's good at. He's excellent in neutral space. Insanely dangerous when he puts kicks and punches together. And but the reason Max won is that he's just better at MMA. Like,
Yeah.
Rodriguez could be a beast, like if you actually like instill the process in him and stopped him from doing all the dumb shit. Like told him like, you stay in neutral space and throw combination counters, and he'd be like he'd basically like kick the shit out of half the division just doing that.
Yeah. I mean, he could be like a legit top 5 if he put his shit together.
Yeah,
but you never know when these kind of talented guys, they get away with so much in training that you never know if they are even able to get like a good process going on. Yeah. Like it's very tempting when you're a great athlete.
I mean, yeah. As I said, basically, if you go back and watch the Keita fights, everyone was like, why didn't he just kick the shit out of Yair, like doing the same things he did against Keita? He tried. Building on the same looks that he showed against Keita. He would like throw the rear side kick and then throw the right hand behind it and then switch it up and like feint it. And he tooled Yair up for much of the first round with that setup. But then Yair started like standing his ground and throwing the check hooks. And Keita doesn't really have a good check hook. So he would allow Max to come into the pocket and like...
The problem for Keita is that his best combination is basically the 1-2, and that's like Holloway's domain.
Yeah.
But it's still all about matchups. I mean, even after seeing both fights, I wouldn't call Jair better than Keita. So people will have a lot of trouble understanding this, I think.
Oh yeah, everyone thinks in like everything is like a slide in a video.
Yeah, it's just a slider. So yeah, I mean, Jair lost
the fucking stuff from UFC
better. It's but even less so. Like at least they have categories.
Yeah,
they just MMA fans just have like striking and grappling, and this like 0 to 100, and that's it.
Yeah, and it's not that; it's different tools working together in a sequence and being countered by different tools. And certain tools that are effective against one guy could be like completely useless against another. That's what they mean.
Yeah, I mean,
when they say fucking styles make fights.
Everyone for example,
no one understands.
Yeah. For example, we saw like Max grappling very effectively versus Jair.
Yeah.
And I think the length. I mean, Holloway's super tall, like just as tall as him. That played a role. We see a lot in current MMA meta that long guys just use their levers to get out of trouble in the ground. I'm looking at you, Adesanya.
Jair couldn't triangle that he threw up against Gastelum. No, Adesanya can grapple. No, it was the shittiest triangle.
He's gonna tap you. He's gonna tap you if you take him down.
It never fucking works. If you think that your bottom game is dangerous enough to like submit a fucking regional guy, it's not gonna work against an elite guy, even if he doesn't have like.
If you throw easy at the regionals, he probably can tap from some bad guys from his back, but that's not happening. I mean, he's been smart about his guard game, but it's been more the surprise factor than anything like super good.
I mean, I guess Rodriguez, I guess at least had an idea of what he was doing with his guard, because like when Max was staying on top of him, he would like rotate and.
Rodriguez is a decent bottom player.
Yeah, he would use butterfly hooks to retain his guard, all that kind of stuff.
Didn't he got like a deep half like sweep?
Yeah,
at one moment. Yeah,
at the end.
So yeah, he's
to the end of the fight.
He's a decent grappler. Like if you go back and watch his fight with Hooker, there's a lot of grappling going on in that fight, and Jair is pretty dangerous.
I always forget that Hooker used to be a featherweight. Like, how the fuck?
How the fuck that? No one knows.
Weight cutting is so stupid. But yeah, Max was like, I think he looked to kind of show off his defensive looks early. And Max is not really the kind of strategist, like, for example, like Volkanovski. Volkanovski would look at Rodriguez and then decide, like, these are the tools I'm going to use against him to, like, navigate around him. Navigate around all the little things that he does. And Max is not that kind of guy. He's the guy that... Max
comes from, like, his depth of a skill, and he tries to figure out stuff like during the fight. Yeah, he's exactly.
Yeah, he's like, he had some trouble against Rodriguez on the feet, and then decided, and he like started feeling out the knee tap from the beginning. He's
a tactician that has a good feel for big picture stuff, but he's not a strategist.
Yeah, and so
and Volkanovski on the other hand is like a strategist that has a good feel for tactics. Yeah, that's what makes the fight so interesting.
He's like a prime Fedor type. Like Fedor would like adjust his entire style for the matchup, and then decide, this is how I'm going to fight against this guy, and I'm going to maintain that look for the whole fight. And this is what Volkanovski does. Max is like,
But he's also capable of adjusting on the fly when it's needed, because he has a very deep like bag of tricks to
it's
pull
not
from.
Like a thing where the guy picks a class and then sticks to that class, like in fucking D&D.
Yeah.
they're elite fighters that know lots of stuff, and they know how to make that stuff work together. That's what they mean when they say mixed martial arts. They're mixing the martial arts.
Ex-fighter mixing the martial arts.
Yeah. So Max started filling out the knee tap like from the beginning, so he had some kind of idea that he's better on the ground. He probably like knew he's better on the ground like before the fight, so he just basically started to try to feel like how Rodriguez reacts to him going for the takedown and feinting the takedown.
And he also saw the vulnerabilities on Rodriguez footwork, I think. Yeah. I mean, he was putting himself out of position. Max, if we're honest, he wasn't having much success like punishing him with strikes.
Yeah.
Of the messy footwork, but he started finding the clinches and the takedowns.
Didn't do a lot about the kicks early on. Like, he started punishing them by pushing past them and going to the body and like shoving Rodriguez. But
the shoving was great. Like,
but he didn't like came prepared to check the kicks, and Max like never like really checks kicks. So
no, I mean, if Dustin kicks his legs like pretty hard.
Yeah.
Volkanovski obviously.
And it's weird, since Max obviously trained like in Thailand and learned some Muay Thai. How come he didn't really...
And even though he's like lead foot heavy, he doesn't use like a very wide stance. He fights very tall.
Yeah.
It should be easy for him to transfer weight to his back foot.
It should be super easy for him to start just teeping and then hating the teeps to like sort of like raise his knee and come behind the raised knee.
He was using, to be fair, like the side kick to the knee, not for shaking, but it was a real one, right?
Yeah, he would.
But it was being effective. He was working.
Use the rear side kick to disguise the right hand coming.
Yeah,
come behind it and then shift to southpaw and then go from there.
And then the shoving under a straight right to the body, those were very cool.
Yeah, and the reason why like Max started grappling Rodriguez the first time around was because Rodriguez basically flopped on his back for no reason.
Yeah.
It wasn't like a takedown.
It's not said a lot, but I mean, Rodriguez has serious issues with his footwork, mechanically even, and also like he kicks super hard, but his stance when kicking is not very solid, and we saw that
he keeps falling on his back whenever he kicks.
Yeah,
puts a lot of power and torque into each kick, and then flops to his back because his standing leg doesn't have balance.
Yeah. I think he throws his torso way too back, and he can't keep balance throwing that hard with that sense. So yeah, Max was punishing him for it. English is hard, people.
Yeah, but I think for the benefit of the listener, I guess, if anyone is still fucking listening
to this mess,
we should explain what do we mean by bad foot positioning? What does he do that's so bad about his positioning?
Yeah, so Jair does a lot of, well, for starters, like the most basic, he does a lot of crossing his feet, especially when fleeing the pocket, and he's getting away with it way too much. He also tends to, when he enters range, he usually tends to step first with his rear foot, and that's so bad.
That's so bad. It's so terrible. It's like the rookie beginner mistake. Before everyone learns their stance, everyone like keeps doing it, and like to maintain your stance, you should step forward with your front foot first.
Yeah, I mean. You choose a direction where you're moving, and you move the first foot first. It's very easy to do. Like,
it's like the first drill you do, moving with punches like front foot, rear foot.
Yeah, and he also has some mechanical troubles when he's sleeping punches, because he starts walking with the sleep. So his weight distribution is all messed up when he does that.
Yeah, it's kind of like the Corey thing, except worse. Like Corey Sanhagen does that a lot, but at least he sets up spinning attacks from it. It's still kind of like...
Yeah, I mean, Jair also tries to spin, but he usually doesn't have his feet well positioned to spin in any meaningful way. I mean, it can work sometimes because he's very explosive, but you saw in this fight, Max had a very easy time reading the spins.
Yeah, they're kind of like very telegraphed.
There
was a moment where Rodriguez disguised the wheel kick once with punches, and otherwise he usually just throws them naked. Like out of nowhere.
Yeah, I mean, he just goes into his shell and waits for the other fighter to close distance, and he spins. I mean, it can work against some fighters, but Max was too aware for that.
Yeah, he's just his vision is too good for that to work, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then he basically just MMA'd him. Like one of the problems that Max always had was retreating from the pocket on straight lines, and his style generally works like everyone keeps talking about Max like he puts on pressure, he's not a pressure fighter. He doesn't put on
he's
pressure.
A pace fighter. There's a difference between pace and pressure.
There's a difference. Yeah, there's a clear difference between pace and pressure. Like with pressure, you actually use your presence, and then you squish your opponent up against the cage. Yeah, and Max is fine. Max is fine retreating and then going to kind of like doing the out in the open kickboxing thing.
Yeah, I mean, if we go back, like Tony Ferguson got that a lot too. Yeah. Like, oh, he's this pressure fighter. I mean, he was pushing you back, and fighters found themselves against the cage because they just retreat in straight lines. But Tony didn't really care about the pressure into the fence because he was alright just putting output out there.
Yeah, and
once you got tired, he
wouldn't cut off escapes. He wouldn't cut the cage. He wouldn't like step across himself.
He would do sometimes that, but it was clear that it wasn't his priority. You know.
Yeah.
It was like keeping the output was more important than keeping you in one place. And I think Max is very similar. I mean, he can go ham against the cage if he needs to, but his preferred range is like at neutral. And that's what gave Rodriguez possibilities to good too, because he also likes that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, basically what we're saying, if Max were to actually strategize for this fight, I guess like that's the only criticism I really have, like beyond the sort of like defensive deficiencies that he has, retreating on straight lines, like getting dinged with punches that he should be able to avoid, and perhaps like not seeing that he's just basically better at MMA, and so he should work in transition and kind of like dirty box Rodriguez to like circumnavigate the range problem. But that's like asking Max to stop being Max and become someone else. So it's kind of like a dumb criticism.
It is complicated, yeah.
Yeah.
And one last thing about the calf kicks is that I think people don't realize that even calf kicks can be very effective, like super fast. But I think thigh kicks are still a better attrition weapon.
Yeah,
like you can.
The ideal way would be to mix them up. Like you have to take the leg out and then you go to the thigh to work on it to kind of sort of deaden it. And
because you can come back from a dead calf like very quick. We see that a lot on a lot of fights. But when your thigh is trash, there's no coming back from that one.
The reason why calf kicks are effective because there's a nerve and it deadens the nerve.
Yeah.
And it kind of it goes dead for a while. You may walk with a limp. You may fall, and you may not use that leg for like a bit, and then it comes back. When you kick the thigh, it's a muscle. You bruise the muscle over and over again.
Yeah.
And it's.
I mean, you can still do that to the calf. But it's harder to land in the muscle section. Mm-hmm. Most people just bank their money on landing on the nerves. Mm-hmm. Like for example, Poirier actually fucked Connor's legs up with the calf for real.
Yeah, because Connor he would kick Connor. He would kick Connor on the actual muscle area, like here.
Yeah, because Connor steps he turns his foot a lot. Yeah. And he was also making good reads about when to kick. Rodriguez was landing hard, but a lot of times Max was well positioned to take the kicks. I mean, it still sucks. Obviously, it hurts like shit, but it's not the same as a very well set up kick that really takes a lot from you.
Yeah.
I think and that's why, I mean, Max was clearly feeling the effects from the kicks. I mean, he started switching stances, and he didn't seem very interested in the early going, but we didn't see him with a heavy limp or anything.
Yeah,
he was still kicking. He was still punching with both hands.
And about kicking, there's a cool sequence that you pointed out where Max actually took Rodriguez down, where he
because
kick.
he threw and Rodriguez wanted to I teach you how to kick the legs, and then Max just goes for the most insane double leg of his career. I mean, the initial level change was very bad. He just bent at the waist. He didn't change level at all with his legs, but then he turned the corner super nicely.
Yeah, that was a good finish. Bad entry, good finish.
Yeah,
and, the reason why he did that was he baited the kick out of
the kick. Yeah,
it's there's different types of feints you can do. You can do the fake, you can do the snapping your punches, and you can throw a really non-committal strike and then expect the strike to come back because it's just basically a psychological thing.
He drew out the counter, yeah,
it's like a monkey see, monkey do thing. You jab someone, the jab will come back. And that's how the most basic cross counter actually works. You throw a non-committal jab and someone will want to oh, you fucker, I'm gonna jab you harder. And then you slip and then you throw the counter punch.
It works a lot.
The same thing with the takedown. And the reason why he baited the kick was it squared the hips up for the double leg easy, and so it's easier to take someone down when there's a hips up.
Yeah, I think people sometimes don't realize that takedowns especially from rear leg kicks, if you time them well, are super easy to get. Not because the fighter is on one leg, because at the time you get to the hips, he'll probably have both legs under him already.
Yeah.
It's because they're squaring their hips. That's why the takedowns as reaction from the overhand right also works so well.
Yeah, because the rear punch comes and it squares the hips naturally.
Yeah,
everyone
and that's great for just penetrating with that takedown.
It's the most basic setup, really, for a takedown.
Yeah.
It's like everyone should do it. Everyone should learn how to do it at least.
To duck under an overhand right, yes.
Yeah, and that's why Stipe Miocic was so dangerous at heavyweight, because he
was waiting for right hands his whole career. Like.
It's the only punch that heavyweights know how to throw, usually. Like the right hand.
It's like, the whole Stipe thing was like, okay, I'll throw a 1-2. They don't know what the fuck that the straight right hand was, but I guess they try to answer with the overhand right.
Everyone always answers one.
And when they do that, I take them down.
It's always this. It's never like a normal overhand. Like the normal overhand, it like comes like actually comes in a straight line. It's actually a straight punch. It's just the arc.
It's a loopy right hand with a high elbow. Yeah.
And
no, they always throw like the most like
fucking
wordstar.com.
The fucking rainbow overhand from JDS. Jesus.
It was so ugly.
So dumb.
And that coming from a guy that has a great jab mechanically, so it just makes it way funnier.
What else did I write on the fight? I wanted to mention something else. Fuck's sake. Oh yeah. So Luke Thomas actually said something really, really dumb when he was live tweeting about the fight. Like,
oh really?
Max has had to resort to his wrestling. To his wrestling. Well, he was tooling.
I mean, resort is a bad word. I mean, it's a bad choice of word because he was winning the fight pretty clearly on the feet before the takedowns. And he used the takedowns because they were there, and this was an MMA fight. So.
it's almost like it's mixed martial arts, and you can do more than one thing.
Yeah, it is
a specialist.
This is like you're having close like boxing exchanges in a kickboxing fight, and then you start kicking, and then, he had to resort to the kicks. Like, of course, you idiot! Like,
yeah, that's basically it. That's literally it.
I mean, the sport is about that, you know.
It's like, personally, I think like if you look at it from this perspective, like Max looked even better than usual because he actually used his B game and looked excellent.
Yeah,
it shows that he's an elite fighter, an elite mixed martial arts fighter who can do more than one.
Do everything. Yeah. Newsflash: chess master has to resort to use the queen.
Like, yeah, we can actually talk about some of his top game stuff. Well, what did stand out to you? Like, personally, I like the way that he would like threaten submission and then use them to secure better positions.
Yeah, he was using the arm triangle very smartly to just secure a heavier mount and then just go nuts with the ground
pound. The mount was really good. Rodriguez
Holloway has a great mount, and I knew this from the Aldo fight. Mm-hmm. His mount is super heavy. It looks terrible to be there.
Yeah, it was such a bad stoppage too. It's one of those classic Aldo beatings where he just doesn't give up and keeps moving, and so the ref doesn't stop the fight even though he's absorbing like 50 strikes per second.
I also like that he used Jair's guard against him. Like he was doing a lot of stacking from standing inside the guard and then using that to land ground and pound. I was surprised that he didn't go for body shots from that position, but overall he was.
I mean, it's one of those
good stuff
where you keep landing at the head, and so you kind of body because it's so easy.
But he hurt because I'm pretty sure he hurt Jair to the body once.
Yeah, and he did. He actually kept body punching him throughout the whole fight. The commentary just kept ignoring it. Fucking Bisping kept going on about calf kicks for the whole fight, even though every calf kick resulted in Rodriguez immediately eating like 50 body shots. Right.
Yeah.
After. There's like a sequence. I think it was after the second
calf kicks
round.
Stopped being a factor in rounds like 3 and 4.
Like Rodriguez lands a calf kick. Max eats it and then he pushes past it and lands a really, really hard right straight to the body.
Yeah, I remember that, yes.
And the commentary like, oh, look at that kick.
Oh, the calf kick.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, but if you want to learn about how to retain top mount, just basically watch this fight and look at what Max does, because he keeps... There's a moment, like, there's always a moment in most MMA fights where the guy secures the back and falls off because he's too high on the back, and Max immediately adjusted his hips and he was
very aware about that. The thing that I like too is that and that's I think that Luke Rockhold does in a higher level, but Max was baiting him to turn belly down. Mm-hmm. And he does that like lifting a bit of the weight from one of his legs, so he allows him to turn around, and then when he threatens the rear naked choke or the back mount, Rodriguez was turning to his back again, but every time he did that, Max was like higher in the mount, and that's especially if you had like good stability on mount. A very high mount is a very dangerous place to be. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I like all of that. Rodriguez was doing the right stuff from being mounted. He was looking to when he was turning his back, he was actually trying to regain half guard instead of going belly down and trying to stand up from there, which is like something that most MMA fighters do nowadays, and it's very dangerous against anyone that has a competent rear naked choke.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was good stuff. I mean, the fight was good.
Yeah, it's a clear It was an excellent fight, first of all. Clear Max win, even though Rodriguez fought his heart out. He looked good, looked much improved, but still a dominant win from Max.
Yeah,
he got tooled up.
I think
a bit.
I think this is interesting because for me, Rodriguez stock went down after the zombie fight because he looked very bad, and he won that one. And here he loses this one like super clearly, but I think his stock went up in my eyes.
Yeah, to look competitive against a pound for pound guy, it's always a good thing.
Exactly.
Even if you lose.
And even though he did a lot of like stupid stuff, I'm not sure most of the division is equipped to do that, to put him on those size positions. So you never know. Yeah. He might get to look great on his next fight. It depends on the matchup, really.
Yeah, so basically the takeaway, like, people shouldn't really read into this fight too much to see where each guy would stand in the future, because it was so matchup dependent. It was like Rodriguez had the unique attributes that always give Max trouble. It's not going to matter against Volkanovski or whoever else unless they're really, really similar to Rodriguez in those areas.
Yeah, for example, to give an example, and I think Shriram talk about this, is that for example, Rodriguez did way better against Max than Ortega did. Mm-hmm. But I'm not sure I would pick Rodriguez against Ortega.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
So yeah, it's all about matchups, really. So do we move to the co-main?
It's like, you know, I talked about this on the Corey versus Petr Yan fight, like moving from the co-main to the main felt like getting T-boned after getting the news that your beloved wife gave birth to your firstborn, and you rush to the hospital, and then a massive dump truck crashes into your car. This is how it feels. This is how it feels whenever like heavyweights and light heavyweights like pop up at the top of the card after a really good fight. But yeah, Marcos Rogerio de Lima versus Ben Rothwell.
I mean, what is there to say here? Like, it's two very fat guys and one bonked the other one, and that was it. Like,
and Herb Dean looked like career worst officiating.
He was incredible. My favorite part is that he touched them, and it's in the rules. Like, you touch the fighters to stop the fight, it's over.
Yeah.
Unless you go for time because it is a fall. That wasn't the case here. But then he was having like second thoughts, like well, maybe Rodwell is coming back. I mean, maybe I did not stop this fight, and then Marcos. And then Marcos asked him, like, did you stop the fight? And he was like, sure, yeah. Oh my god.
He did it 3 times during the night. Like, 3 times he officiated the fight, and 3 times he whiffed on a stoppage. Like, first time he was like, oh, and rushed in and like stopped the fight. And then second time, again, guy gets finished and he's like, oh, and then rushes in like way after, way too late. And then in the third fight, it's the longest stretch. It's like increases with every fight, and he gets worse.
The crazy thing is that he touches them and he allows them to fight for like 7 seconds after the fighting was already over.
He's like,
and it took until Marcos asked him, like, is this fight over? Like, I'm pretty sure you stopped this fight, right?
He's like, stop. No, wait, no, stop. Unless,
no, stop.
Unless.
Oh my god.
Jesus Christ. It's like, we always talk about fighters being washed and about athletes being shot. Herb Dean is a washed referee.
Incredible. Like, just without the CTE,
it's like, I think Sandra said it best. It's like watching BJ Penn fight 3 times per night.
Oh my god. Anyway.
Felicia Spencer, Leah, let's
didn't put on any kind of resistance, so he made Felicia Spencer look like Prime Cain Velasquez. So
he made.
Did I say he?
Yes.
Oh, fuck that. Pronounce are hard. So. That's coming from a guy that has pronouns on his bios.
For fuck's sake.
Okay, here. But anyway, yeah, Felicia Spencer, I mean, can't blame her. She did what she had to do. I did not say he this time, like, fuck. Did I?
Yes.
Oh, for fuck's sake, okay. You talk about this one.
Let's stop talking about the fight at all. I haven't watched it anyway.
Okay. Did you watch K.S. Williams versus Miguel Baeza?
I mean, the one thing I could say, I guess, I saw some bits from the fight, and at least Felicia Spencer didn't look dumb.
No, she looked good.
Against an unresisting opponent. So she did what she had to do, I guess.
Yeah, it was. I mean,
almost said he did what he had to do because of you.
Nah, she looked good. I mean, it's not like she's going to beat Amanda anytime soon, but
be the man.
No.
Did you say be the man or beat Amanda?
No, beat Amanda. Oh my god. She will not become the man anytime soon.
I mean, I don't know. They say testosterone is some shit. It's some strong shit. Like when you compare like male to female, it takes a long time, and like female to male, it's like 1 month on testosterone, and that's it. So
I mean, she can become the man if she wants to.
All power to her.
I support trans people, so
if she becomes a man, I will support it because women are cringe.
Anyway, I just say like
the main fight site staples. We love bantamweights and hate women.
pretty much.
Yeah, but we love trans women.
Oh my god!
This LGBT guy, he always comments on our videos like he's like going back and forth between hating us and loving us at the same time, like 50 times in a row. We hate women. Oh yeah, these guys may be great. We love trans women. Oh, and then again, we love bantamweights and hate women. And it's like, just flipping back and forth.
Are these guys secretly based?
Next time someone drops a racial slur, like inadvertently, he's gonna like, fuck, I should subscribe to their Patreon.
Okay, here you go, $15, baby.
You can have my $5.
Oh my god.
All right, Chaos Williams versus Miguel Baeza.
This was stupid as shit.
This was the most light heavyweight welterweight fight I've ever fucking seen. I didn't even realize it was like welterweight instead of light heavyweight until I just like squinted a bit and realized they're way tinier than normal light heavyweights, even though they could be.
No, not by that much.
Yeah. And then it's like, I think
it was
like at some point
the finish was funny, but it was kind of sad because I mean, Chaos Williams looked like shit.
Hang on, I'm gonna bait the guy again. Chaos Williams was punching gangster style. Like in the finish, if you look at the photo of the finish, it like looks like this. He's like punching like this, and his head is like this, and he holds his fist like this.
It's a warstar.com punch.
It looks like he's holding his pistol, gangster style. Someone should Photoshop it.
Gangster style. So yeah, some gangster style shit went down on that fight.
But like it opened like a light heavyweight fight. It was so dumb. Like Baeza, the fight starts and Baeza immediately backs himself up way up to the cage. Like, and then
he went like 2 full laps around the octagon. Like
circled the cage twice. And very quickly as well. And Chaos Williams was like also like hop stepping in front of him, like I'm pressuring. and then Chaos Williams started like throwing these bungalows, and he punches like he expects his opponent's head to magically appear in front of his fists at the last second, because he doesn't aim at anything. He just throws his hands. It looks like stick fight.
He just throws incredibly hard and fast, but without any aiming.
It's like a character who has like 20 strength and 20 endurance, but 0 dexterity, so he always misses on his shots. Yeah, and then Baeza, like, the finish came when... Oh, there was also a really, like, dumb sequence where Baeza was going for the leg attack, for the leg entanglement, and didn't know what to do with the foot.
I mean,
he grabbed a hold of Williams's foot and, like, looked to just... First he looked for the knee bar, then he looked for the toe hold, then he looked for the heel hook. And he couldn't, like, finish it.
Yeah, he kind of looked lost at one time, and it was very weird because it's clear that that's his stuff on the ground.
Yeah, that's his style. That's the thing that he does. And then Chaos Williams didn't defend anything because he doesn't know how. And so
he just rolls because he's super strong.
Yeah, and he just started punching Baeza in the head. And so it made him let go of the submission. What is grappling?
What is grappling? It's a fucking myth.
How does it work?
It doesn't.
It's like magnets. You scientists, you're always lying. Fucking magnets, how do they work? Fucking grappling.
It's fucking miracles, man.
It's fucking miracles. Life is miracles. Grappling is miracles. All right. Yeah, and the finish then, Chaos Williams just basically bonked him off a calf kick. He just got calf kicked and stumbled forward while throwing his hands, and Baeza stood in front of him and got decked, and that's it. So dumb. Welterweight is just such a wasteland now. It's kind of like a preview to middleweight. And middleweight is a preview of light heavyweight.
Welterweight is like it's all downhill from here. Yeah. Lightweight doesn't give you that kind of warning. It because it is an actual good division.
I mean, lightweight is kind of almost getting there.
I mean, everyone is getting old, man.
Yeah, it's going to be in the transitional period very soon because
the old guys,
aging out, aging
Justin,
out.
Yeah. And the thing is that the old guys at lightweight are way better than the old guys at 170s.
Yes. I mean, fucking Baeza has a win over Matt Brown. How sad is that?
Yeah, that was tragic.
Yeah. All right.
I mean, Baeza is not terrible, but if you make him uncomfortable, he starts falling apart super hard.
Yeah. Really good fight. Yeah, Song Yadong versus Julio Arce. Julio Arce. How are you supposed to pronounce it? I don't know. Dong versus ass.
Dong versus ass. And Dong went in. So.
Yeah. He's just so fucking fast, man. He's so
yeah, it was. And Arce was starting to figure out a lot of stuff in the second round. And then... But Dong was fighting a good fight. He had someone in camp, not sure from Alpha Male, but someone who did good scouting. Yeah. Because he was very aware, especially about the 1-2 from Arce, that is like his go-to weapon. I did a video on that if anyone wants to watch that. But yeah, he was very aware about the 1-2, and Arce was starting to figure out stuff with the right hook. Mm-hmm. He put a big mouse on the face of Song on the first round. But then Song threw this crazy he sneaked a high kick that didn't completely connect, but then he decked him with the straight shot right. after. Yeah,
immediately after. Yeah.
Yeah, it was very cool actually. And then the elbows on the finish were. It's
kind of like there's kind of like no pause on it, like the kick and the right hand.
It was like bam bam. It was crazy, yeah. I love Arce, but it's cool to see that Song is still getting better because, as I said on Twitter, he's super young, so you expect him to get better, but at the same time, he's been fighting forever. So
yeah, he has a lot of fights.
It gets hard to keep learning stuff when you have fought so much.
Yeah, it just ingrains certain things in you. You just kind of get used to doing the things you do.
It seems like he got decent schooling when he was a young fighter, and that's always a good thing to have.
I mean,
but yeah, I think very good fight. I mean, it was short, didn't have a lot of action, but it was good.
I mean, I like Song because he just kind of like he it's evident that he actually cares about being good and improving because. Against Phillips, yeah, sure, he lost, but he kind of figured Phillips out by the end, even though it wasn't great. And then he figured out Casey Kenny super quickly, and then he figured out, and he bombed Julio Arce really quickly, and so has some promise. And I think he's like the only Chinese guy who is actually good at fighting because everyone else trains at fucking Beijing PI. And everyone fights in a dumb, shitty way.
Most Chinese guys, their style is being strong as shit.
Being strong as shit and throwing these long 1-2s from 15 feet away and never landing.
I mean, they had Li Jingliang before he was murdered by by Chimaev.
By Khamzat Chimaev.
Khamzat Chimaev.
I mean,
we are a very serious podcast.
Very serious about the societal issues such as LGBT rights, such as racial inequality, and guys from Caucasus being ugly as shit.
I'm talking to you, Islam Makhachev. Oh my god.
The guy whose entire shtick is being Khabib's buddy.
Yeah.
I'm Khabib's mate.
I'm Habib's item lover. Okay, that's too far. I mean,
it's unfair. They're good fighters. They deserve their spots. They deserve all the hype. Doesn't mean we can comment on our personal feelings.
doesn't mean we can be assholes.
Doesn't mean we can't be assholes. That's our whole thing. We're dickheads.
So, do we go to the prelims too?
I mean,
we can do a quick.
Joe Alvarez
round,
looked good against Thiago Moises.
I mean, Moises was like, "What the fuck? This guy stole? What is this?"
That's it.
And Alvarez did his thing. I mean, it was a cool finish.
Yeah.
It was a very cool finish, actually.
Like he hockey fighted basically. Like just started doing the like WSOF cagey stuff. Except he's also tall and can land knees. Very professional podcast.
It was gangsta style.
Very professional. It was gangsta style. It's kind of like the Diesel Noi thing. Like when you're super tall, instead of like doing trying to land the knee, you can just raise your leg up. And
it was. But yeah, Moises looked like super lost with the reach and the height.
Yeah, I mean he looked super lost against like Makhachev, I guess, in certain spots, but did some. He looked good at some spots, but yeah, but here he just didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
Andrea
Lee versus.
Didn't watch that one. Because
Andrea Lee looked good.
Nah. I can't bring myself to care about Andrea Lee fights because first of all her nickname is KGB for some reason,
and she was married to a Nazi.
Who still had his Nazi tattoos. I mean, we all make mistakes when we're young.
And then he gave like super shitty like excuses to not have them removed. Like, no, you can't have them removed. No, actually you can. I'll do it for free. Oh no, but
it's my cultural heritage as a white.
Oh my god, it's like, do you know about that Russian fighter that has like a shit ton of Nazi tattoos? Yeah, and his job is removing tattoos.
It's not Nazi tattoos. Look, you see, it's Buddhist tattoos.
It's just
Indian heritage.
It's just Celtic runes and an Indian heritage, right?
I mean,
and the white power one, it's something else too.
It's so fucking funny that in India Hitler is just some kind of a cool guy that's achieved something in his life, like an influencer.
Achieved something using an Hindu symbol.
Yeah, Hitler was way cool, man. He recognized us Aryans. It's like certain artists are super big in Japan as opposed to everywhere else, and Hitler is super big in India as opposed to everywhere else. Just love that guy.
He has a live CD in India and all.
Just has a cult following in India.
Live in Punjab.
Sean Woodson versus Colin Anglin. Fucking Sean Woodson, man. I could, like, even though I admit that Sean Woodson is decent on the feet.
Yeah, he's decent.
I can't bring myself to enjoy his fights.
I mean,
because he looks so fucking gross.
I took a step now. I will enjoy his fights, but I will still hope for him to lose.
Just to get him away from the screen.
I was like, it was like Sean Wilson was clearly doing the cooler stuff in the fight, and I was still hoping for Anglin to like kill him at one moment. Like,
this fucking thing like walks in, and the horror music starts playing, and you hear his joints creaking like, and his punches, they don't have pop on them. They don't snap. It looks like he outstretches his arms, like his limbs forward. And it's like they're moving in slow motion.
Shout out to Bisping, who called him, and I quote, Dalsim from Street Fighter 2. What a fucking king.
It's like whenever he punches, I expect like this creaking noise to start playing, like the final combination, which to the body, like.
And it's weird because you can tell the guy's super relaxed when he's fighting.
But Del Toro creature with no makeup. You could just like ask him to appear. That's it. It's just gonna appear on the set, and the Del Toro is like, "Oh, that's nice makeup." That's not makeup.
This thing, you and me, it's not a good idea.
Patreon numbers just trickling down one by one immediately after the podcast gets released.
Guess I'll be hungry next month.
We should get Sandra in here. Should have got Sandra in here. Then the podcast would be unreleased.
Oh. Okay, next week is the three of us.
Yeah. Like next time Sean Woodson loses, Sandra is gonna like appear on the podcast and say that he went down like the Twin Towers during 9/11. And he's allowed to make that joke because he's American.
Of course. That's his culture.
America's culture is 9/11.
Yeah, exactly. Do not appropriate, please. Did you watch Alves versus Jacquese?
Yeah, I watched it. Jacquese, I think it's how it's supposed to be pronounced. Yeah,
that guy.
Alves versus Mark Jacquese, and
it was like a crazy athlete fight, and one guy athlete the other athlete.
I mean, Rafael Alves, the master of tornadoing him up from grappling from bottom. It looked like that thing that he did against Damiris Magulov. It's like whenever a glitch happens in the UFC games and someone just.
It looked like when people like. And Kung Fu Hustle, like when they get up.
Now we can be racist against Asians.
It is fair play to you, so.
I mean, I watched Shang-Chi yesterday, and like the first joke I made, like the intro was in Mandarin, and I was watching it with a buddy who is also Asian. For the record, and he said,
"For the record,
yeah," and he said, "I bet The Rock could understand this without subtitles." Like, remember that thing that The Rock did against? I don't recall who it was. Let me tell you in Chinese.
Oh my god!
And then he goes like "Ching Chong Ding Dong."
He did the Shaquille O'Neal when he did.
It's so crazy that it was just acceptable in like on TV.
And that was like 20 years ago. It wasn't that long ago. It wasn't the 50s.
Yeah, it's like everyone was like fine. Everyone like it's a funny joke. And Rush Hour came, I think, in that decade as well. And that film is like chock full to the brim of jokes like this, both against black people and against Asians as well.
But it's okay because the main characters are Asian and blacks.
Yeah. Jackie Chan doesn't understand English, so it's fine.
Oh my god.
It's like that scene where Jackie Chan walks into a bar and then tells to the black bartender and calls him like, "What's up, my M-word?" It's like a normal joke for the time, and like guys will always like go to the comment section of that scene that's up on YouTube and go, "Oh, yeah. those long forgotten days where everyone actually like was tolerant of each other and could drop racial slurs against one another." It was fine. It's
always funny when they try to justify bigotry with people were more acceptant.
Yeah, the intolerant left, left us bereaved of those like shiny times of those.
Back in the day, minorities were okay with slurs.
Yeah, because if they spoke against it, they'd get dogpiled.
Exactly. And I have a question for you, actually.
Yeah.
I have a very serious question.
Okay.
What is a slur for Mongols?
Shout outs. Look at my opinion on Twitter for asking me this incredibly serious question when I called him a cracker. And he went on like a 600 reply, like a rampage, explaining how cracker is actually like a really hurtful racial slur against white people. And look, Thomas also started clutching his pearls about everyone making dong jokes about Sangye Dong when his co-host was like making racist jokes right in front of him on his actual fucking show, going like this. About
what the did that happen actually?
Yeah, he was like the Brian Campbell on Morning Combat talked to Luke Thomas started bringing up, there's gonna be a cool Rising card where Kaya Sakura is gonna fight Kyoji Horiguchi again. Kyoji Horiguchi looks to avenge his loss against Kaya Sakura. And Brian Campbell, I don't care about fucking Japanese. I don't care about those fucking, nips. Those fucking Japs. I don't care about them nips. Fighting in, bumfuck nowhere. Those Vietnamese guys. Those cooks. I guess it's cool that you care about Kai Asakara. And, he made the face like this and something like...
Oh, my God.
Mispronounced his name and made the fucking breakfast from Tiffany accent, the Japanese accent, Kai Asakara.
Dude, are we sure that guy doesn't text Helwani with the shekel guy?
And DC this morning, I guess morning for me, night.
When he called Kumar.
Yeah, the guy from Eternals, who is actually Pakistani, he called him Harold and Kumar. When did Harold and Kumar get so jacked? What the fuck? And then everyone was like, what the fuck?
And the funny thing is Harold and Kumar is just one thing.
It's one person to him.
Just one guy.
Harold and Kumar, one guy.
Who's that other Indian guy that is always hanging out with Harold and Kumar?
And he kept digging himself further. He didn't delete the tweet when someone people told him.
Mistakes happens when you're racist.
First it's the Jews, then it's South Asians. Who will he go up against next? Who will he go after next? It's a lottery.
Who will win the lottery next month?
We're taking bets. We're taking bets.
We're taking bets on the comments below.
Yeah. It's click subscribe and comment below if you have input on who will DC be racist against next.
Oh my God. Yeah. Okay, so let's close the card and with Asian supremacy.
Dao Jung brought out Kennedy in Zchukwu. Is that how we're supposed to pronounce it? Zchukwu.
And Chuku, I think. I don't know.
I don't fucking know. The thing is that I'm gonna butcher his name.
Dao Jung looked pretty okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I saw he was.
While we're on the subject of racism, when Dao Jung's card popped up, the tail of the tape thing in the bottom, they do, to remind everyone who's fighting. Instead of his face, they used Korean zombie's face.
Oh my God! Are you serious?
They used Chung Sung-jung's face instead of Dao Jung's face. Someone at UFC looked at this guy and said,
"This is the Korean zombie."
He's Korean, so I guess close enough. Like the fucking Ching Cheng Huang Ji song started playing in his mind, the Tom and Jerry thing, where he spins around, and so he forgot how they look.
John China with
John Xina.
John China with the ice cream cone.
Being chilly.
Okay, we better stop this before we start making like social credit memes.
I mean, thanks to the social credit memes, I actually know that the Super Idol song is a genuine bop. It's a banger song.
It bangs actually. Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah, and speaking of social credit, when I was watching Shang-Chi, in the beginning, like in the intro to Mandarin, like in the intro in Mandarin, the main character's mom says that our father is empowered by the 10 rings, and we, on the other hand, gain our power from the Great Protector. And I just blurted out, like apropos of nothing, like immediately. And I kind of have this thing where my mouth is faster than my brain. Like I'm too quick on the draw. And I said, "Who, Mao Zedong?"
Chairman Mao.
Shout out, Chairman Zhong Xina. It's so great that John Cena is now Chinese. I just love it.
Yeah, I love it.
Great arc. They should make it canon. They should make Zhong Xina canon.
Yeah, the best Chinese people are Zhang Weili, Song Yadong, and Zhong Xina.
And Dong Jung, apparently. Because it's like, who can tell them apart? Who can?
I mean, who can tell them apart? To be fair.
I mean, to be honest. I mean, no. I was about to make the joke that I can't tell Europeans apart, but I actually can. So it doesn't work.
I mean, it depends.
Yeah, it depends. Remember that one guy who called you a gringo?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people have done that.
I mean,
Luke Thomas called me British one time.
The most terrible of insults, being called British. Yeah.
I mean, I'm like 1/16 English, so I deserve it. I guess
so. Back to the fight.
It is not a slur.
I mean, being called British can essentially be a slur at this rate.
A worse one than cracker.
Yeah. So basically, Dong Jung made the same adjustment that he's done last time. He basically just started elbowing the shit out of
and before that, like, I knew he was going to win because he was jabbing and using his right hook. And Shugu only had the right hand, so
he actually started checking hands. He actually checked the hand.
Yeah. I mean, he was looking for the angles with his feet. I mean, it was like two guys looking to do the same, and one guy was way better than the other one. So.
Yeah.
So yeah, all hail Mao.
All hail Mao. Yeah, I mean, fucking everyone keeps talking about how Shang-Chi is such a great representation of Asians. And no, it's fucking not. It's the same fucking thing as always. It's like a flying Chinese man. Running on water and like doing kung fu and shit. Like, is this what we really want as representation? Like, come on, man. It's like, I mean, it's all boring shots as well. It's like everything is flat. And
are you telling me you cannot fly?
I mean, I guess if I drink enough beer and get really bad gas, then sure. And yeah, everything is so fucking flat and boringly short. The color palette is always gray, and the
it's your typical MCU movie then.
Yeah, and
but with a bit of kung fu flavor.
Yeah, and the effects are dog shit as well. It's like, it's a movie about Chinese people, so the quality will be Chinese quality. So everything looks fucking bad, and at the end they fly around on dragons because it's a movie about Asians. So
okay, sure.
And like, the main bad guy is the strict Asian father, the tiger father, who is very strict and beats up his kids.
It all sounds very subversive of stereotypes, to be honest.
Yeah, genuinely original. Fuck's sake. And the costumes are so bad too.
The only representation you Asians need is John Cena.
And Jet Li. All right. What do we have coming up next? We have the fucking Vieira versus Misha Tate card. I guess we don't care about that one, so we're not gonna preview it. Why bother?
Nah.
When is Aldo versus Font happening? 4th of December 4th, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like three weeks from here.
Yeah, the really dumb. I get like the stupid thing is, the poster is actually good. It has a good color palette. It looks nice.
Yeah, I like it. It's just the meme.
It's the fucking lettering, as always. Like Fall versus Nintendo. Fall
versus Nintendo. Okay, so it's Vieira versus Misha, and then what else? What's the next UFC?
What do we have coming up next, really?
Oh, it's Bellator has Sergio versus Kyoji. That's great. That's a great fight.
That's a great fight.
The card's probably going to suck ass, but that fight is amazing.
Yeah, tune in to watch that one, I guess. Skip everything else.
Also, yeah. So we have a little break of UFC content for a while.
Nothing.
It's just 1 week, I think, or 2. I'm not sure. It's just 1 week, I think.
And that's the thing with the UFC. They always like blow their load with like multiple pay-per-views in a row, and then it's just
it's been weird this year with that strategy. Also, the pay-per-views with like 2 title fights.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the final pay-per-view of the year, I guess, is going to be Poirier versus Oliveira, I think. Oh, wait. When is Gunn versus Ngannou happening?
I think that's the last card of the year. Mm-hmm. Let me check. No, that's January 22.
So Poirier versus Oliveira is the final pay-per-view of the year, I guess. I mean, we're gonna talk about it when the time comes.
Yeah, it's great fight, obviously.
Yeah. All right, I guess so. I guess we can wrap this mess up.
We should wrap this up to the 3.5 patrons we have left.
Yeah, until we get super cancelled. Until we make any more jokes. This was the most come town ass episode of TENGRIDOME.
Yeah. And we didn't even go like freestyle. Like we had the theme of recounting the card, it was still.
We actually
did it. We actually did it
somehow. Yeah, that's an accomplishment. This is our main like talent at the fight site. We may not have ADHD, but we can give it to people. With us.
I mean, I actually have it.
Well, I may not have it, but I may like induce it in people and bring out the worst in them.
I might have it because of you.
Fight site, founded by ADHD and ran by ADHD. You're welcome.
You're welcome.
That and really cancelable jokes.
Yeah, this. I'm not sure. I hope we don't lose all our patrons because I'm not getting another job after this.
It's going to be used against you as evidence that you're unhireable, unemployable. Yeah. We're all unemployable here. And yeah, overall, not that bad of an event. Not that bad of a talk. We actually managed to get some analysis in. So consider this episode a filter. If you're sat through to the end, consider yourself based. You can pat yourself on the back, like
you are officially based.
Like you go around saying that a random guy with a funny accent online with like 15 subscribers said that I'm based. So like put that in your bio on Tinder. Yeah, we forgot to mention like Conor McGregor like doing the fucking like walk around in front of his TV.
We did it way better. We did it way better.
Yeah, check it out on our Twitter pages where we're walking around like it's walking around Inception, going all the way back to McGregor, who actually deleted the tweet after.
Yeah,
I presume he was drunk. He always does that. I mean,
he's always drunk.
Yeah, I presume he tweets drunk and then wakes up and goes like, "Oh shit, what have I done?" Like, he woke up, looked at the video of himself walking around in front of the TV like a fucking idiot. Like, oh,
trying to stare down Max Holloway through the TV.
It's like, look, honey, look at how hard I am. Look at my back. And it's just like, yeah, go back to sleep. He's at the stage in his life where he's like your older male relative who is middle-aged and starts yelling at the news anchors like they can hear him. Always has a dialogue with everyone who is on screen. Going insane. Not accomplishing anything in his life. Just reminiscing about the glory days.
The good old glory days.
Yeah.
When I had 2 titles.
When I had 2 titles and a functioning leg.
And I wasn't on a 2-fight losing streak to Dustin Poirier.
I mean, I'm glad they not doing the immediate rematch.
Yeah, fuck off with that shit.
Fuck this. I mean, we already know that Dustin Poirier has McGregor's number because he knocked him out. He top-gamed him. McGregor broke his own leg on Dustin Poirier's own.
He didn't even have to break his leg. McGregor did it for him. So.
All right, I guess this is it. Gonna do all the plugs. Do you have any videos coming up or something, or anything else like in previous podcasts, that kind of stuff?
Not anything planned as of right now.
I guess we're gonna do another one of those marathons. Yeah,
we for sure going to do that.
Yeah, we're gonna release it on our Patreon, which you may access for as little as $3 per month. Please pay us. Please give us money because we're actually 2 guys from like third world countries that depend on that source of income. It's I've literally bought half a cow with TFS money with Patreon money this month. So you quite literally feed me. Please feed me.
And not only him, his family. So if you want to see more Asian representation in movies, you gotta feed.
If you like Shang-Chi, please give me money.
Give money to young Xina.
You give me money so your social credit may rise.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, and you can subscribe to our Discord for $5 per month and actually talk to us. I'm very active in there. If you like my brand of humor, if you are based,
if you are based, follow us on Twitter.
Follow us on Twitter and subscribe to our Discord, where you can ask us questions and we will answer them in a very flippant and rude manner, like Sriram always does. Like, what's a great strategy? Like insulting our listeners and viewers to get money.
I hope it works. I mean, whatever works, really. This is a grift. I don't even like MMA. I'm the team pool of MMA.
Does even Luke Thomas like MMA? Like it's almost like the only thing he likes is like stats and the fight metric thing.
And shitting on people on Twitter.
Yeah. Like scolding people for making jokes while ignoring like his own
clear racism.
Yeah, the immaturity is the problem here, not racism.
You guys can be racist. You just gotta be mature about it.
You can be racist, but you gotta stop joking about dicks. Please don't mention penises.
Do not mention penises.
Drop racial slurs. I'm fine.
I have a daughter. Don't mention penises.
I have a Colombian wife. Insert Narcos jokes here.
Insert Colombian hippos here.
Coked up hippos rampaging in the streets through Medellin.
Yeah.
Alright, fuck this. Enough of this. This is bullshit. We should stop. 90 fucking minutes. What the fuck?
Oh my god. Wait. Did you record the clean feed for both, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I was scared for a moment.
I'm not fucking Sriram. I'm not gonna Sriram it up.
Oh my god, because we were podcasting and close to the end, I was like, wait, why did we clap? Oh my fucking god. Oh my god. Yeah, we're getting. I mean, we're not getting cancelled because no one is going to make it to the second half.
I mean, this is MMA. No one really cares about all the stuff that we talked about.
Yeah, I mean, all our followers are racist. So
Colby Covington still has fans. A lot of fans, I should add.
Lamo is going to watch this for sure, and he's going to give us so much shit. Like you know, he'll claim he got told about it, but
he actually watched it. I mean,
yeah.
I don't really have much against Lamo himself. It's Codex I actually genuinely dislike.
It's that
the fucking MMA Codex guy.
Is that particular like interaction that is very funny?
Yeah. And like there's only one guy that I genuinely dislike on Twitter, which is the MMA Codex guy, and I think everyone hates him.
Codex fucking sucks. Like
every community that he tried to join, like basically like
there's the other guy. I mean, he's not MMA, but that boxing guy, AJ, he fucking sucks too. Yeah.
I mean, defending fox hunting in the year of our Lord 2021. How posh can you be, really? Just gonna
fucking Brits.
Just gonna go full on scorched earth on this one. Just list everyone we hate. Call them out by name.
Next episode of Tengridome, just us cheating on people by name. And doxing everyone.
Just posting their social security number, a picture of their driver's license.
Sending Callan even more pizzas.
I mean, he doxed himself. He posted his own address.
I mean, yeah, you can't complain. I mean, and he was already fat, so
posting a screenshot of Conor Rebush's house on Google Maps.
Fuck you, Conor.
It's only because you share the name with Conor McGregor with just an N added.
With an extra N.
Please bring me back on heavy hands, Conor Rebush, so I can glean your personal info on the podcast and reveal it for everyone to see and hear.
And also win like another hundreds followers on Twitter.
I actually I think I got 200.
Really?
Like overnight.
That's great.
Yeah.
You gotta convince me to have me, so I can bully him in different ways that you did.
Like, even though all of Reddit actually hated my appearance, I'm pretty sure lots of people actually liked it. But then again, Reddit is Reddit. And like, yeah,
Reddit. I mean, Reddit hate us in general. So
in general, yeah, and like. It's like, I always remember that clip of some streamer or someone else like going like, ew, I see you are from Reddit. I can smell you from here. Ooh. That's my reaction to everyone on Reddit in general.
Yeah, they fucking suck. We just use them for promotion.
Yeah, like keep hating us more. You're giving us views and exposure, so thank you.
Heroes make me famous.
Yeah, if you hate us, please go. Please go
to patreon.com.
Please go on patreon.com. Pay us money so you can tell us in person that you hate us. That's what you should do. Yeah. All right.
Fucking amazing.
Okay, so this is the end for Rio now. We plugged everything. We managed to stretch it out to 99 minutes. This is some kind of achievement.
Oh, wait.
What? What?
Okay, is it over?
100 minutes now, so we can stop. All right, this is the end of the show. Go away. Everyone fuck off who's still here. Idiots.
Why are you still here, you fucking idiot?